Now, we didn't see any snow on the west side of Jacksonville today, but freezing rain has been making it a very busy day for JEA crews out there.
Yeah, and all of that precipitation forming icicles on power lines and tree limbs, weighing them down and in some cases snapping branches into the streets.
Let's go out now to Shelby Danielson, who has seen some of these trees, as you can say, raining down some icicles, right?
Exactly. That's what I was saying earlier. It was showering the ground literally with icicles, some more than a foot long, a little hazardous, of course. So that's the story out here. Now that the ice has melted, a lot of puddles, but the aftermath is people are still without power. So why are we at Rayford Road Church? Well, thankfully, they still have power. This is one of the cold shelters. We were at Ed Frazier Memorial Hospital earlier. That's a shelter where you can go if you have any special needs or if you have a service pet, they'll take that in. But here's that general cold shelter. They keep open for 24 hours as a precaution. They're working with the sheriff's office. But just take a look at some of this video from earlier, because for several hours, the trees all along the highway were covered in ice. And of course, that posed a threat to anyone driving along the road because they were right next to some power lines. Many trees reported snapping. A lot of branches fell into the road and a lot of branches fell onto power lines. Power lines were also frozen over. So that's why we saw a lot of dangling power lines. JEA crews were out today and they're still out right now trying to fix that, trying to get power back on for people. The pastor here says his doors are open. He said he's been without power since 8 o'clock this morning.
No, absolutely not. We've not had this type of cold since 1989, and for an ice storm, it's been once every 20 years, and so there's really no way to prepare for this because we don't understand the need of it, and so we just do what we can when it does come.
And you know, I spoke to a lot of people today and they all said that same thing. They said it may be colder elsewhere in the country, but a lot of people in Florida and in southern Georgia may not be used to this kind of cold weather. And again, we want to also warn about that black ice on the road. It may not look like it, but we're still warning of icy conditions. And again, those power lines, they may be dangling and you can't see them this dark, of course, at night. Reminder, this shelter will be open throughout the evening. Live in Baker County, Shelby Danielson, First Coast News on your side.